Recently, when people hear AI, the first worry is, will it take my job? The fear is real. Surveys show workers are more worried about AI replacing jobs. Mercer's 2026 Global Talent Trends report shows that anxiety rising. That jump was from 28% to 40%. So 4 in 10 worry. That is normal. Has AI sparked mass job loss? The broad data does not yet show that. In April 2026, U.S. unemployment was 4.3%, unchanged from the previous month. In March 2026, U.S. unemployment was 6%. Compared with a year earlier, it was still stable. So today, I do not want a scare headline. So, no mass job loss yet. But jobs are shifting, and entry bars are rising. Junior roles shrink. AI users may gain value. Indeed shows the shift. By late 2025, 4.2% of job posts mention AI. That was a new high. More importantly, from February 2020 to late 2025, job posts asking for AI skills rose by about 134%. So growth is selective. Limited hiring is shifting toward workers with AI skills. It means that when firms hire carefully, they prefer to spend limited headcount on AI skills. In other words, companies are not hiring nobody. They want people who know AI. This is especially clear in knowledge work, in data and analytics roles. Data 45, marketing 15, HR 9. The real test is using AI for faster work, better output, and sharper judgment. It is whether you can use AI to do it faster, better, and with stronger judgment. For marketing, it is no longer just copywriting and reports. You need AI for ad assets, data analysis, and automation workflows. For HR, it is no longer just resumes. For HR, it means AI recruiting, smarter screening, and training systems, not just reading resumes. For data analysis, it is not just reports. It is AI-assisted analysis, automation, and business judgment. So AI is not making all jobs vanish. Still, the IMF sees pressure here. The IMF studies labor markets and policy risk. Its 2026 research says AI does not help every job. Some work gets compressed, especially repeated text and data tasks. They are compressed by AI, especially repetitive, standardized text or data work. Examples include admin tasks, basic data cleanup, and some junior content work. These jobs do not all vanish today, but as AI improves, there may be fewer of them. A company once needed 3 people for data sorting, drafts, and slides. Now, one AI skill worker using the right tools can cover much of that work and move faster with fewer handoffs. So the issue is not all jobs disappearing. Low-value work is being compressed. High AI exposure does not automatically mean job loss. A 16Z makes that case. It recently published an article with a direct title, "The AI Job Apocalypse is a Complete Fantasy." In plain English, it says the so-called AI jobs apocalypse is overblown. The article admits AI risk. It says repetitive work will be removed. It recognizes real risk, especially for repeated tasks, but rejects a permanent jobs crash. Why? Because history shows major technologies usually reorganize work, not just destroy it. First, farming. In the early 1900s, 1/3 of US workers farmed. By 2017, only about 2% did. If automation always caused permanent job loss, if automation always killed jobs, tractors should have killed the labor market. They did not. Farm output rose, and workers moved into factories stores, offices, hospitals, labs, and eventually into services and technology. So the first stage cuts some old jobs. The second stage frees people to build new industries that did not exist before. Electricity redesigned factories. 80%. The result was not a world without jobs. Electricity made production cheaper and easier to scale. It opened work in manufacturing, sales, finance, cars, offices, and services. It changed where value was created. Electricity created a new production model. AI may be similar. It is not just helping us write emails. It may redesign the whole workflow. The third example is closest to office work today. That is Excel. Many accounting tasks used to require manual calculation and checking. After Excel appeared, many repeated calculations became heavily automated. Did finance jobs disappear? No. The US lost bookkeepers, 100,000 bookkeepers, but added about 1.5 million financial analysts. Excel did not erase finance work. It moved finance from recording numbers to analyzing them. AI may shift knowledge work toward judgment and decisions. It may shift work from making first draft to judgment, integration, decisions, and creativity. So the better question is not only which jobs AI replaces, but what work it makes more valuable. We should ask what new jobs, demand, and skills AI will make more valuable. Software engineers are a good example. Many think AI writes code, so engineers are not needed. But the article says software development jobs have been recovering since early 2025, both in job count and share. The logic is that AI is more like an amplifier. When code becomes faster, companies may not build fewer products. They may build more tools, apps, and automation. As development costs fall, more apps, tools, and automation workflows become possible. So demand may shift toward higher level design, architecture, product judgment, and business integration. Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon makes a similar point. AI will reshape work, and he does not deny the disruption it may cause. But he thinks fears of a total job collapse are likely exaggerated. Goldman Sachs estimates AI could change about 25% of work hours over the next decade. Solomon reads that differently. It does not mean jobs vanish. It means repeated tasks get automated and workers move sooner into more complex strategic work. He gives a practical example. A junior analyst once spent a long time finding data, organizing prices, and making charts. Today, that can take seconds. But analysts do not simply disappear. They can spend more time on judgment, client communication, and strategic analysis. Another IMF finding is important. In advanced economies, about 1 in 10 vacancies requires at least one new skill, often linked to IT and AI. And jobs requiring new skills usually pay more. In US and UK vacancy data, those jobs offered wages 3% to 3.4% higher on average. In US local labor markets, each 1-point rise in new skill vacancies was linked to higher pay and more jobs, was linked to 2.3% higher wages and 1.3% higher employment. AI is not only reducing work, it can create value for people with new skills. But that value flows to people who can use new skills. If you are in admin work, you may once have handled meeting notes, follow-ups, and spreadsheets by hand. Use AI for meeting notes, reports, follow-ups, and workflows, and your value shifts. You are designing the process. AIMA 81% of doctors use AI. AI now helps with analysis, alerts, and management reports. Your role can move from recording data to interpreting data. Healthcare is similar. The AMA survey reported it too. Its 2026 survey found that 81% of doctors already use AI professionally, but mostly as support for daily clinical work. But the common users are not replacing doctors. They help doctors review medical research and clinical guidance. That share is 39%. They generate discharge notes, care plans, or progress notes. That share is 30%. They also help with billing, insurance codes, medical records, or visit notes. That share is 28%. So in healthcare, AI mainly reduces paperwork. It does not replace core medical judgment. This reminds us the impact varies by industry. In customer service, AI may first replace simple inquiries. In admin, it may compress paperwork. In healthcare, it may reduce documentation. In marketing, it may speed up content output. But it raises the need for strategy, judgment, and clear goals. AI is here. What can it automate? More accurately, AI is changing three things. First, repetitive, standardized, low-value tasks will be compressed. Second, entry-level standards will rise. Companies will expect newcomers to know AI. Third, people with AI, workflow, and judgment skills will become more valuable. The real question is not whether AI is coming. It is already here. The question is, how much of your job can AI automate? And how can you use it to move into better decisions, better systems, and better judgment? Excel did not destroy finance work. It upgraded it from recording numbers to analyzing numbers. AI may do the same. It may upgrade knowledge work from first drafts to judgment, integration, and decisions. So instead of asking whether AI will replace us, ask a more practical question. Can we use AI to move ourselves into more valuable work instead of waiting to be replaced? Looking back, technology has always changed the world. Electricity made people anxious too. Society kept moving. New industries appeared. New tech brings anxiety. But people who keep learning can adapt. See you next time.